In this video, we're going to take a look at a new glitch I just found, which is effectively just text diving in Tears of the Kingdom. So, as you can see here, this is the first example of how text diving works. And as you can see, this is quite simple, and we can kind of go play by play here, where you need to be on a ledge where you can climb down, and you need to have a certain environmental situation where there is a object that you can cause damage on, and upon that damage text pops up. In this case we have at this stable, if you damage the cart, then the text will pop up and interrupt effectively whatever Link is doing at that point. This is really great for us because this offers a pretty strong interruption where no matter what state Link is in, this triggers. And the great thing about this is that unlike classical talking to an NPC, where like in this game, it very much looks like it's not possible to walk off a ledge and talk to an NPC because you can hear the sound of the dialogue pop up, but it doesn't pop up at all. So that seems pretty robust. But having the ability to trigger a text box through damage source actually gives us a lot of flexibility in what's possible. And so we can jump to the second clip showing off using the same situation with the same damage source, but using a structure that I built, and you can get the exact same text diving. And so what's pretty cool here is that, as you can see, this goes into interrupting after Link already throws his feet over at the ledge, and then right afterwards he just drops in a standing state, which to me hints at the fact that very likely this negates fall damage, because this really doesn't look like when you're talking time is generally in the world time, it looks like it is fully frozen, and so I'm pretty sure this will negate fall damage. And potentially there might be situations where other triggers for either talking or cutscenes, or potentially void triggers, might not take place because time is frozen. However, I don't have a situation to test that right now, and that's a case that could be very interesting, but you need a very special circumstance to really get this in place, with a text box being able to be popped up from a damage source. And so effectively, this I think is really exciting, that at least in this game we have this really strong and robust method of interrupting almost any action that Link is doing via damage source. And hopefully we can find some generic way of kind of doing this almost anywhere. And I think there will be pretty significant glitches just because of how strong as a mechanism having the ability to just pop up a delayed text box via damaging with an arrow, whatever. You can throw items and do various things that kind of delay it at different intervals or from different distances. And if we can, for example, potentially find a way to like steal this cart and take it with you across the map and still get the text box to trigger, or find like an NPC or some other mechanism that likewise can on damage pop up a text box, or on delay pop up a text box, I think there's pretty robust potential for text dives in a lot of different contexts otherwise, potentially, and also just using that strong text interrupt in other mechanisms. The last thing I want to show off besides this text dive is that if you end up doing, at least on this structure is when I got it to happen. I haven't had it happen on the well, and it might be like 1 or 2 frames only, so it might be pretty tight. But what's possible is actually to interrupt the down climb animation a bit earlier. And as you can see there, rather than doing a text dive, Link actually gets into a fully standing state with all gravity canceled due to the text box coming up at the start of that animation. This seems probably a lot more useless than text diving, as it just kind of puts you there and then cancels out right after the text is over. However, who knows? There might also be some application in this. But nonetheless, the very interesting part here is primarily the actual text diving. And I'm hoping, yeah, to keep exploring how to use this in other cases and seeing where else in the game we can just do this easily. And I think this will come into play for something cooler.